Good morning. Hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to share with you something that you might find useful, something you're already doing probably, but not realizing how, when structured and built into your day in ways that you can turn to from time to time, can be especially useful for a variety of things. It's a consideration of the ways we can be in solitude. And if you're at home and there's all these people around you, you might say, solitude, that's not possible. And yet, the way we'll be exploring it, it's quite possible and can be quite useful. Behind me, there's the songbook of Leonard Cohen. He has a song that some of you may know called Bird on a Wire, where he begins, like a bird on a wire, and after a few more examples, he goes on to say, I have tried in my way to be free. To be free. Let's take a moment and if you were looking at me, you were moving in the direction of solitude. And if you took that moment to just sort of be interested in the moment, you were moving a little bit more fully into this solitude we'll be exploring. And to be free, in many ways, is to be free from the trappings of our own mind, the mind that moves into the future, as it does, endlessly, it seems. And sometimes it moves into the future in ways that are not useful, anticipating things that may or may not ever happen, that can cause a lot of grief, angst, to be ruminating around the past, things that are long gone, things that seemingly there's no utility in turning to, and certainly there is no utility in the ways that we are turning to them, mind wandering and feeling regret, etc., over the past. Freedom from moments of frustration when something happens, or moments of despair when we read something, or moments of anger when somebody isn't doing something the way we would like, and these feelings take root and seem to take hold and do so longer than is perhaps necessary. And so, to be free. And related to that is, of course, the ways that we might not be so kind to somebody else, right? Especially when we're feeling these moments of anger and frustration and despair. And so, even in the song, A Bird on a Wire, he talks about if he's been unkind, wanting to not be so unkind. And this too is, I think, relevant in our lives as we are surrounded or find ourselves in situations that are different and not necessarily the ones we would like, certainly not for more than a few moments at a time, given the way we'd like things to be and will hopefully one day soon return to. So, solitude. I'm going to take just a few minutes talking about what I mean by solitude. It's something that's been written about by others that I find is very useful. We'll then take 1 minute, where we'll practice solitude. If you've got your coffee or tea or juice nearby, you can bring it into the practice. And then we'll close with a song. Perhaps you can imagine or guess what song it is we might close with. So, solitude. If you think about moving off to some faraway place and being in some cabin somewhere nestled up on a cozy sofa, well, that's moving in the direction of solitude. That's certainly what we would classically think of as solitude. But if in your hand you're reading a book, or you're listening to a podcast, or you're watching a TV show, that would not be the solitude that we're exploring here. The solitude that we're exploring here has very little to do with where you are, or even, for that matter, who's around you. It is defined as a state of mind free from the input of others' minds. Free from the input of others' minds. In that book, the podcast, the TV show, regardless of how useful and wonderful it can be, is the input of another's mind, which would not be a period of solitude. So what does it mean to be free from the input of others' minds? Well, it means to be with oneself. Now, mindfulness practices are a very constructive way of being with oneself. Although even if you're listening to a guided practice by me, you're one step off of pure solitude, but that's why, or a purer form of solitude, but that's why the practices that are guided are really meant to be a pointer that you can then practice yourself, resting attention on the breath, and when you notice your mind wandering, coming back. You don't need a relaxing voice to help. It makes it more pleasant, perhaps. It keeps you in the game, perhaps, but it's not really necessary. You know what to do. And with solitude, you know what to do. In fact, there's probably times, and some of you have shared with me, that you sit outside and you look around in your backyard, right? Or you just take a few moments to just sit with a cup of coffee. And this is moving much more in the direction of solitude. So there's nothing here that's new, except that we are talking about creating periods of solitude on purpose to structure your day where you will, as we will in a moment, sit with a cup of coffee or tea, but not with a cell phone, or not at the computer, or not with a newspaper. You can, of course, do those things, and those can be wonderful breaks to be relaxing and entertaining and informative. So, by all means. But to also take time where you say to people around you, hey, I'm going to be sitting right over there. You're going to see me. It's going to look like I'm not doing anything. But please, until I get up or for the next 10 minutes, just let me be. I'm going to be with myself. And the importance of processing this information, of being in solitude, is that the information we're processing is the input of our own mind. And all the stuff that we're working on during the day, all the things we're exploring and figuring out, if we keep putting things in our mind, if we keep taking in more, we're not allowing for that cycling, that period of processing, and actually making good use of the things that we have been reading about and learning about and thinking about to get the work done that we're working on or the projects done that we're attending to. It's very important to have the brain have the solitude to process its own input. This is where aha moments come from. Creativity, feelings of steadiness and calm. We wonder why a current of angst runs through the day, even when we're just sitting there not doing anything. We just keep reaching for something else to do, and in some ways it's because we haven't, as fully as we could, spent time alone with ourselves. And so let us take a minute to practice together. This is, if nothing else, meant to be a minute of solitude for you. There's nothing to really look at in terms of me. I'm just going to be sitting here looking around, maybe thinking about my to-do list, maybe thinking about whatever it is that comes to mind. I will say this. If you find in your periods of solitude that you are worrying about something that's actually creating more of an edginess, then this is where you might bring a little bit of mindfulness practice into that moment. Notice your mind wandering, coming back. So the mindfulness practice can be an anchor for a period of solitude. But then once you're a little bit steadier, think about or just wait for whatever it is that may arise and attend to the input of your own mind. So let's do this together, and alrighty. I encourage you to carve out a little period of solitude and to practice solitude in the many ways that you may. There's so much that you can bring into those moments. And I wish you well.